Hi everyone, this is Angelica. Thank you for watching this video today. The title of this video is called, What Exactly is Self-Love? And I like the title of this video and I like this topic because this is one of the main themes of a spiritual journey. And when you start awakening, you start to recognize all the places where you haven't been loving enough to yourself. The first time I ever heard about self-love was when I was younger, and my mom would say, if you don't love yourself, you can't truly love anyone else. And that really stuck with me because my whole way of being was love everybody else, make sure everybody else is okay, do everything for everyone else, because I had this old belief that I've even carried on into my adulthood that I'm still unraveling, and there's many layers to it, that if I would make sure everyone else was okay and they felt loved and all their needs were met, that would somehow make them able to make sure I was okay. So we somehow acquire different belief systems on our path, and whatever our mission or purpose is, or whatever we're supposed to do in this lifetime, will be guided towards those particular lessons. So I never thought much about it, except for that I always just loved other people so much and wanted them to be okay. And a lot of people on a spiritual path have that. A lot of people are caretakers. They'll put others' needs before their own. They're very empathic, and they just love a lot. So I started to realize when I started going through my awakening, I didn't really even question if I loved myself or not. I didn't even think it was a thing. I didn't even recognize it. It was so not clear whether I loved myself or not. But it became glaringly obvious when I started awakening and I started recognizing, whoa, I don't really love myself. What the heck is going on? I thought that I did, but in reality, I had never really even thought about it. And when my mom would say, you have to love yourself before you can love others, I was like, oh yeah, whatever, like I didn't think much about it. And then I didn't have a lot of support in the way of guidance to understand what that actually meant, because words are only as powerful as, if the person saying the words or where you're getting the information from is actually following what they're teaching, because there's an energetic imprint in the information, and as it's transmitted to you, you can actually feel the energy of what that means. But when they're just words, say for instance, if a teacher just reads a book and doesn't experience the journey for themselves, then you'll be able to tell, because it won't be very helpful, because everything's energy. So as teachers teach, they're also transmitting energetic signatures of what they're talking about. So as I started to unravel all these different aspects of myself, it all would lead back to self-love. And I've learned many things along the way, and I'm still learning, because self-love is an ongoing process and it never ends. We always find ways that we can love ourselves more. So to take an inventory of your life and to see the ways that you don't love yourself is a really, really good idea. I also don't care for people who say, oh, you just have to love yourself more. Because what does that really mean? It means so many different things for different people. Self-love is constantly putting yourself first, putting your own needs, your wants, your desires, your mission, your purpose, and everything that is first and foremost in your life. Because if everybody did that and they were coming from a, an expanded heart space, then the world would definitely shift and change. But the thing is that people aren't doing that. They're not putting themselves first. They're not putting their own needs first. And everybody's needs are different. That's why it's hard to explain what self-love actually is. And I'm not talking about ego here, which is, what society tells us would make us feel valuable or loved in different situations or circumstances. Because like I said, everybody's different. Everyone has their own energy, their own soul mission. And so you have to follow your soul mission in order to experience true self-love. Now, sensitive people have a hard time with this. They can feel everybody and they want everybody to be happy. Well, at least I do. So my biggest thing that I've come up against recently is I really have to be clear with, what I can and can't do, because when you allow other people's stuff to hinder you from putting yourself first and your dreams and your desires and your goals and your mission, then that's not loving yourself. And you're not really actually going to do very much good, because your mission is the most important part of who you are. And to do that fully and truly, you have to love yourself. And like I said, self-love, it encompasses so many things. One of the things that I wanted to talk about that's important for self-love is when something doesn't feel right about, if you have to listen to your heart and your intuition, because your heart and your soul are in alignment with your mission. So if something's going on and it just doesn't feel that it's in alignment with your wants and needs and desires, then listen to that guidance and don't do the same, the same actions and the same patterns that you're so used to doing just out of habit or out of old childhood wounds. So start to make some different decisions and do something that's a little bit uncomfortable and walk through some fear in knowing what it is you're actually bringing as far as your energy and respecting that. And that's a hard process. It doesn't come, in one day, and you need to hear it over and over and practice it. But until you do get it, you'll find that you'll get more and more lessons in regards to that. And like I also said, there's many, many, many layers to self-love. So when you get the first layer, you'll be like, oh, yay, I figured it out. And then there'll be another layer. And like I said too, it's an ongoing process. It's something that you're going to work on your entire life. Another thing that would be a good idea to promote your self-love is to surround yourself with only high vibrational people. Because sometimes when you're sensitive and you're an aware and you're a loving person, people will come to you who need a lot of your energy. And that's okay in certain circumstances and in the right time. If you have all your needs met and everything is going within alignment, then a lot of time to when you will, you decide to, help people that are willing to help themselves. The problem really comes in when we try to help people that don't really want help. They want to stay in the victim mentality. And so we give of ourselves, and it's just a never-ending story of the same thing over and over. And then you recognize, oh wow, I'm like giving of my energy and time, and it's going nowhere. And not only that, it's not adding to my self-love, because it's not adding to my mission or my goals or my wants or my needs. And that may be considered selfish, but selfish is actually a good thing. Selfish, there should be another term for it. When you're putting your own needs first and your heart is connected to it, then it's not selfish at all. It's actually needed in order for you to expand and become your highest potential. So self-love also includes when you don't do something right, or you do something that you feel is out of alignment with your goal and mission, to be okay with that and to love yourself more. And to say, oh, okay, I'd like to, shift this a little bit, or, oh, I did this, I made this mistake again. Okay, well, I love myself anyway. Because it's when we do something wrong and we don't feel happy about that, that we kind of tend to beat ourselves up, to say, I should have done that differently. And that just keeps it going. That actually keeps that particular thing intact. So to just be fully okay with everything that we do, but also add awareness to it. So we're paying attention to what's actually going on, but we're adding love and awareness to the situation, and those things will just shift automatically. So being really easy with yourself and loving yourself for where you're at now, because it's all a path, it's all a process. Time doesn't exist. All that exists is now, and we're on our path, and everything right now is okay. And once we let go of these old beliefs and these habits and these patterns that no longer serve where we're at currently, then we become happier. We become more easy with ourselves, and we understand what we're here to do, what we have to give, and most importantly, how we can treat ourselves with the very most respect and love and kindness at all times, because then we'll be able to do that consistently for other people in whatever way that is. Okay, so if you want to comment below this video and tell me some ways in which you love yourself, I would really love that. So please leave a comment. Let me know ways that you love yourself. And I think it's a good way to start paying attention to these things and adding more of these things to our lives. Okay, have a wonderful day. I love you all. Bye-bye.